Coming to you live, on location, in Virginia, or some undisclosed remote location. The one, the only.
Hey everyone. I'm Lori Kennedy, and today, we're diving into a world where friendship isn't just a word, it's an adventure. Imagine strangers becoming friends through social experimentation and unexpected twists. Sounds wild, right? Wait, what? You're probably thinking, how can this even happen? Well, we sprinkle a touch of humor and heart into everything. Our commentary will have you nodding along, laughing out loud, and sometimes even shedding a tear. We dig deep into what truly binds us together. No way, hold on. We also have panel discussions that'll leave you pondering long after the credits roll. And let's not forget the dance. Yes, dance. Because what better way to celebrate friendship than by moving to the rhythm of life? Our show-stopping dance segments will have you up on your feet, ready to join the fun. So, are you ready to embark on this unforgettable journey with us? Hit that like button if you believe in the power of friendship, and don't forget to share this adventure with your friends.
Hello. I don't know if alerts going out for this or not. I've been pushing a lot of stuff to my YouTube channels, and I've lost track of how many times I get alerts. It don't matter. If you care, if you give a damn, or if you like to hate, you'll watch later. You don't have to. Welcome, Alan Killian, 8647 Abso-friggin-lutely. Hey, when I click on that, it's supposed to pop up. Click, click. Okay, it's not popping up. How about now? 3, 2, 1. You guys can't see me, can you? Oh, okay, I see me now. There's a little bit of a delay. Let's try this again. Where was I? Hello, Mr. Kerry. Hello, Alan. I was going to dunk on the Trump because it's a day ending in Y, and this administration needs to be dunked on when there are days ending in Y. All right, so you caught me unprepared or underprepared or whatever. It is June 25th. It is 10:54 a.m., and we've already had our first glitch. We are well on our way. Donald Trump. He has a way of words, doesn't he? Let's take a look.
That's a big, from 2%.
At it. The last thing they want to do is enrich. They've been trying to do it. By the way, it's hard to enrich. And, you know, when you look at a site like that,
I would opine once a nation of scientists know how to enrich uranium, it's not that hard. It's hard for you or me to do it in our garage, but once they get the method down, it's pretty easy.
very, very hard to build. Very, very hard. Very expensive. They spent trillions of dollars trying to do this thing, and they didn't come up with it. And we're actually getting along with them very well right now.
Yes, you are getting along with him very well. Just before your announcement of peace, like you're some kind of biblical antichrist, they attacked our big base in Qatar. I think there's about 10,000 troops in and around that base. Luckily, it didn't work, but you were a pussy about it. You pushed out. You didn't do anything to tell Iran you can't do that, except for say they don't know what the fuck they're doing a couple days later. Okay, they know what the fuck they're doing, unfortunately.
But had we not succeeded with that hit ended the war.
Ended the war. Oh, really? Well, time will tell. Ended the war. That's cute. There's ceasefire going on right now. It's not a truce. It's not a treaty. But let's see how well it goes, because those are some pretty pissed off motherfuckers over there. All right. Can you guys hear me okay now? Are my glitchings over? All right. And that was brought to us by Fox News.
I think basically decades, because I don't think they'll ever do it again.
Decades.
I just don't think they're going to. I think they're going to take their oil. They're going to have some missiles, and they'll have some defense. I think they've had it. I mean, they just went through hell.
I think they've had it. And decades. Oh, yes. They've been set back decades. Let's remember that in the upcoming weeks, that they've been set back decades. Guys, the Khomeinis, the Ayatollahs, they took over Iran in 1979, and they've been a bitter enemy of the United States ever since. Through them directly and through the proxies, they have many, many times attacked our troops. And you think they're just going to fold? They're going to take it underground. They're going to be more secretive about it. But they're not set back by decades. You've got to finish the job. You're not going to, because you're a pussy. Donald Trump, you're a pussy. All right. Decades, yeah. Okay. There's another word he uses.
They really don't know. I think Israel's going to be telling us very soon, because Bibi is going to have people involved in that whole situation.
What a strange love triangle. Trump's soul belongs to Putin. Trump's ass belongs to Netanyahu. Netanyahu and Putin are not strong allies. In fact, Putin is buddy-buddy with Iran. So you do the math. Is he going with his soul or with his ass? I know, Carrie, I cannot hear you. But maybe if you speak a little louder, I don't know.
We hear it was obliteration. It was a virtual obliteration.
Obliteration. We obliterated them.
You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
Yeah, he said obliterated on the night that he announced it. His press secretary said obliterated. This drunk over here on the right was his Pete Hegseth. He said obliterated. They found a key word that they're going to keep pounding into us until we actually think that Iran's nuclear capabilities have been obliterated. Trump is going through a lot at home. He is trying to figure out if NATO rhymes with tomato. That is a difficult challenge. He'll figure it out, though. He's a stable genius. Oh, we have a second glitch. Pete is he's so drunk we can't even hear him. It's nothing to do with his drunkenness. All right, let's see if we can figure this out. Oh, hold on. How many times I got to tell you, don't text or call during my live streams? No, I'm going to put you on mute. Okay. Yeah, let's address this one more time. Okay, she, you know who you are. She who just texted me at 11 o'clock a.m. on the 25th of June, 2025. One more time. GS is not on my plate. GS has confessed to having a mental disorder. He didn't explain what kind, but he fears that we, Hill Pirate Studios, Shiz Happens, Finkel, Stone Vet, the Angry Vet, all these, Chris Ryder, all these entities are weaponizing his mental illness against him. In the off chance that he feels that we're weaponizing his mental illness, I am not touching GS with a 10-foot pole. I'm sick of you people telling me, do you know what GS said about you last night? I don't give a fuck what GS says about me. He has an audience of about 25, a little bit bigger than mine, but 19 of those 25 are people watching just to hate him and weaponize his mental disorders against him. I'm not playing that game anymore. Stop texting me every time GS says my name. GS can have my name in his mouth because, you know, he wants other parts of me in his mouth, but leave him alone. Just leave him alone. And from what I'm hearing, for the most part, he's finally taking Sarah the Raging Tomato's advice put out about a year ago. Just ignore Hill Pirate Studios and Stone Vet and Finkel and all these people who are out to get him. Just ignore him. And it sounds like he's doing a pretty good job, but according to you, he slipped last night and put my name in his mouth. I don't give a fuck. I give a fuck about current events. I give a fuck about Trump destroying our nation. So let's get back on that, and let's not mention GS anymore. Okay? Why is my sound out? Can you guys hear me? Do 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 do. Okay, what's going on here? Okay, he's apparently said obliterate again because I put in that piece from The Princess Bride. I do not think that word means what you think it is. You hear me, but you don't hear my soundtrack, do you? Okay. Where are we? Do we have sound anywhere in this? Okay. Well, okay. If you had sound on my soundtrack, you would know that Trump is saying here that they can't remove stuff that fast. On June 16th, he warned people to get out of Tehran, which told the government of Iran that we're coming. And their biggest fear is not their people. They don't give a fuck about human lives. Their biggest fear is their weapons. So on June 16th, as soon as they heard that, they moved to protect their weapons. So I don't care how much you obliterated these 3 sites, the weapons weren't in there. The weapons material wasn't in there. The reason I'm showing this is because he does not have the ability to move stuff. How long did it take to move these documents around that he weren't supposed to have between his basement and his stage and his toilet, his spare bathroom? You hear it all. Okay, can you hear them? Actually, let me hear it all? Can you hear them? Actually, let me. All right, the video's playing. No. Okay, you can't hear that. Let me turn that back down. Okay, so I'll just have to narrate. Yeah, he's telling us that it would take them a lot longer than the week to move. We had tremendous victory. Okay, this sound bit's really pissing me off. Okay, yeah, you can hear me off my TV when I turn that up. Oh well, okay. Iran knew we were going to attack, and they knew. That was my whole point. Gosh, I wish I had sound because this was the greatest. I'm sorry. Another text. Okay, all right. That's that. We'll deal with that later. Okay, President Trump says everyone should evacuate Tehran on June 16th. And then he bombed on June 22nd. How long do you think it would take to move prepackaged, already packaged enriched uranium? Not that long, but besides, they know how to make it now. I just can't hear the audio from the screen. Yeah, I can't either. It's a technical glitch day. Finkel's having some technical difficulties. Maybe the Antichrist is punishing me for dunking on Trump. Trump is the whore of Babylon. He's not the Antichrist. He doesn't have the charisma to be the. Oh, look, we've got a couch fucker. We got a child diddler. I don't know what Rubio is, but we also have a drunk womanizer. What a team up there. But this was almost a week after he announced that people should get out of Tehran. I think that's plenty of time when they're always at the ready to protect their shit. Again, Tehran, the Iranian government doesn't give a fuck about its people. Just like Hamas doesn't give a fuck about the people of Gaza. I don't care for Rubio. Rubio's a two-faced jackwagon, just like the rest of the Trump administration. He's a piece of shit. Yeah, J.D. Vance is a couch fucker. Donald Trump is a child diddler. Rubio, he's a turncoat. And Pete Hegseth, he is a drunken womanizer. Rubio sometimes says some smart things, but like so many other Republicans, he's just bow down, kiss the ring on the asshole of Donald Trump. Gosh, I wonder. Okay, yeah, I already covered the document storage. Does anybody care about? Oh, you don't know? I did not. Oh, you didn't know he fucks couches? He has a long-term relationship with his couch, and his wife's okay with it. Couch fucker. Yeah. Yeah. This text I got claims that. Never mind. I'm ignoring that. Okay. Geez, I'm sorry. Yeah, he used that word obliteration again, and gosh, this was so funny how I put this together. Okay. What else do we got in here? Let's move it a little bit fast forward. Here we have a gentleman who served honorably in the United States Army. He got wounded and he got a per part. He's self-deporting because in coping with his PTSD and his injuries, he formed a drug habit, as so many veterans do. But because he's not an American national, because he's South Korean, he knew ICE was coming for him, so he went ahead and self-deported himself. Isn't this pretty fucking sad that our heroes have to do this? I had a South Korean first sergeant when I was in Korea. It was kind of ironic. First Sergeant Chin, Charlie Company 520 Infantry. He wasn't an American, but he was a Ranger. Okay, speaking of immigration, Kilmar Obrego Garcia. Today, the courts are trying to determine whether or not he should be detained. All right, the criminal court, they don't think so. One, they don't think the evidence is that strong, and two, they don't think he's a flight risk. In fact, he's just the opposite of a flight risk. he has no intention of leaving the United States. But let's go over his history, and I've highlighted some things in red and bold to make a point. All right, in 2011, Garcia illegally entered the United States. In 2019, a withholding order was granted preventing deportation. This was because he claimed to be refugee, which was accurate. The court found, yeah, he is in danger of his life if he goes back to El Salvador. So they gave him a protected status. They protected him from detainment for deportation and deportation. That's in 2019. In December of 2022, there was a traffic stop where some Tennessee cops got a little overzealous, but under effective. They accused them of smuggling, trafficking people, all this shit. But no, there were no arrests. They just made lame accusations. And fast forward to March of this year, 2025, ICE detains him, revokes protections provided him in 2019, and later admits, oops, that was a mistake by Trump and ICE and Bondi and that press secretaries. They all admitted this was a mistake, but they played stupid and said, because he's in a foreign country, we can't get him back. But they agreed that he never should have been detained for deportation or deported because he was, as of 2019, protected from deportation. Okay. A few days later, he was deported to El Salvador, to a maximum security prison. They filed some lawsuits in Maryland in late March and April 4 through 10. Courts ordered the return. The DOJ appeals, and the Supreme Court enforces the return. Bright red, bold letters. Why? Because any deportation order that comes after that can only be reversed by the Supreme Court of the United States. The Supreme Court of the United States is the highest court in the land, and they have ruled he's protected. You got to get him back. You can't deport him. And the diplomatic tussles, remember Senator Van Hollen went down there and he met him. And then all of a sudden in May, after a couple of months of saying, we can't get him back, we can't get him back, he belongs to another country now, the DOJ invokes secrets privilege, and they performed a secret grand jury, and they indicted him. And then on the 6th of June, they returned him to the United States and indicted him like you can with a ham sandwich in the state of Tennessee. The indictment is weird because he allegedly committed crimes in Maryland and Texas, allegedly, and he was going to Missouri. Why is the indictment in Tennessee? Gee, because in Tennessee you can indict a ham sandwich. Jurisdictionally, the courts in Maryland or Texas should have handled this, but there's a very good reason why they wanted to do it in Tennessee. Well, he pled not guilty to the smuggling and all that bullshit, and now the courts are ordering he be released pending trial. But ICE is going to detain. What can ICE legally detain a person for? They can detain him long enough to hand him over to other law enforcement, which they did, and they can detain him for processing for deportation. But let's reverse to April 4th through 10th. The Supreme Court enforces the deportation protection ordered in 2019. In order for ICE to detain Garcia legally, I know they're going to do it illegally. They're going to do it illegally because that's what Trump does. He does things illegally. They're going to detain him for what? The crimes that he hasn't yet been proven guilty of, the crimes that he's likely not going to be proven guilty, or is it to deport him? Well, if it's to deport him, they're violating the Supreme Court reinforcement of the 2019 protection order, so he can't be deported. The only other reason ICE could possibly detain him is for an illegal, vindictive bullshit, like Trump tried to in his last administration with his former lawyer. What was that guy's name? Cohen. He wrote a book, so we're going to detain him. You can't do that. Yeah, you can do it, but it's going to catch up with you. So today on June 25th, they're having a hearing on the release conditions. And yeah, ICE is, if the courts release him to his own cognizance, ICE is going to detain him illegally. Because ICE is what it is. It's the new Gestapo. And ongoing, there are contempt motions. The DOJ is seeking dismissal of the Maryland lawsuit. I'm not sure which one that is. The 2019 one where he was protected. I don't know. Obviously, the Trump administration does not give a flying fuck. All right. This really doesn't have any sound, does it? Okay. So I'm re-explaining stuff that I already explained earlier. Let's see how far this goes. Okay. In other news, Tesla has released their autonomous taxis. They're competing with Waymo, and they're not doing so well. We're getting reports of driving in the wrong lane, of letting passengers off in the middle of crosswalks, in the middle of intersections, and it's just not going well. Elon, I would opine that maybe you could have focused a little bit more on your company and keeping up with Waymo if you had focused a little bit less on fucking over the American government, the American government employees, the stuff you're blindly just slashing. It's kind of really pathetic, you know. Elon Musk, I don't know how you. Okay, let me see, what else did we cover? Oh yeah, the house. Oh, what was that? The house. The house did something. What'd the house do? All right, a little bit less. There we go. All right, I'm going to pause that when it comes up. The House has voted to defund public radio. Yay! Outstanding. Okay. Public radio, PBS, including my favorite station, WAMU, for news, and WETA for music. They have some wonderful classical music on WETA. But WAMU is funded through government funding, through my donations, through some very wealthy donations, and unfortunately from the Kennedy Center. Now, you know, the Kennedy Center has been taken over by Trump. And now WAMU, much to my dismay, under those fundings, they often do interviews with the Heritage Foundation. People say, oh, WAMU, that's left wing. Well, no, because their funding comes from the Kennedy Center, which is controlled by Trump. We hear a lot of bullshit from the Heritage Foundation on WAMU. Now, the Kennedy Center's government. So now that the government cannot pay WAMU, WAMU is free to report accurately, and fuck the Heritage Foundation. Just fuck them. We can be done with them. Now we can get back to intelligent programming. All right. What else have we got? Okay, okay. Yep, that's it. There's other news going on. I'm sorry about the sound. I must have screwed something up in the creating of this video. There were some good sound effects. I love you say that word a lot. I do not think it means what you think it means, because everyone in the Trump administration is saying that the Iran nuclear capabilities have been obliterated. They've been set back. They've been set back a few months. We know that from radio and telephonic interceptions. We do spy on Iran. Our allies spy on Iran. We know that because Israel's unofficial reports claim that it didn't really do that much. Now, Israel's official reports, they're having the same problem we are with their dictator wannabe Netanyahu. He's not that unlike Trump. So even though his intelligence agencies are saying A, he's saying B. That's why they call him BB. B. Fuck the intelligence agencies. I know more than they do. Sounds a lot like Trump. Again, there's this weird entanglement. Trump loves to bend over for BB. Trump loves to kneel down for Putin. Putin and Bibi hate each other. Putin loves him some Iran. Iran loves him some Putin. Do you know how much Iran is helping Putin with Ukraine? Right there with North Korea. The axis of evil is back. All right, I'm just rambling. Gosh, I'm so mad that the sound didn't come through on this, but that's okay. I tried to pair it so I can minimize this. We were at it for 30 minutes and 31 seconds. The truth is, I have better things to do than YouTube. And I hope you do too. All 8 of you watching on the 2 channels. It's a beautiful day out, at least in most of America. Go out there and play. Connect to another human being. Connect to family. Connect to people you love and who love you. Connect to a higher power. Go for a hike. Start a poll. How many days until Trump runs from the NATO summit? Well, I already lost because my prediction is he wouldn't last half an hour. He's been there a little bit longer than half an hour. Okay. Holdouts. Laugh out loud. Oh, hot out. It is hot. Okay. Go for a hike in the woods, in the shady trees. It's a beautiful day. In fact, I think that's what I'm going to do. Had a wonderful weekend with family and extended family. The grandson and I had an adventure. Love you, Ariel. Yes. To know me is to love me, Ariel. I am me, and there's just no other way. If you know me, you love me, and you do know me, so you have no choice but to love me. I demand it. I wished. Okay, how about your local pool? There's got to be a public pool in your area. If not, get a fire hose, and squirt yourself down. Enjoy your day, Alan. We believe God wants us to be happy, joyous, and free. And I am happy, joyous, and free. And everyone else should be too, because that's what your higher power wants for you. God bless the homeless vets. Yes, let's OTVO. God bless the homeless vets. Are you homeless yet? No? Okay, well, God bless you anyway. Okay. Yeah. All right. I'm going to click on end stream and I am going to have fun. Cheerio, motherfuckers. Cheerio.